from Gifu prefecture, the village of Shirakawago. How is everybody doing today? So, to kick things off, up this road up here is a viewpoint which overlooks the entire village. It is absolutely gorgeous. I will share something to Twitter and Instagram later, so if we're not connected over there, go check it out. It is just before 6:30 in the morning. How is everybody doing today? How's the sound? How's the video quality? All of that stuff. So if you'll notice, let's start walking down this way. One of the main attractions of this area is these straw thatched roof houses here. And we'll talk about those in just a little bit. I want to give Tim a huge thank you for kicking off the super chats. New day, new coffee. You see, I'm starting to get used to this. I got clever, guys. I brought myself a beverage, a one-day latte, which lines up perfectly with Tim's super chat. New day, new coffee. This is not this is not sponsored, by the way. Not even sure what company this is. It's on the lid. Anyway, so thank you very much for that, Tim. Really appreciate you getting the ball rolling. And wow, Cookie Ninja in there kicking things off as well with a $10 super chat. Cookie Ninja, thank you so much. So in Gifu, this area right here is by far one of the best traveled and best known areas. In fact, back in 1995, the area of Shirakawago was declared a World Heritage Site. And a lot of these are actually little places that you can stay as well. Not all, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a walk around. If you notice, who notices anything about the clouds right now? Can anybody remember what low-hanging clouds in a valley are called? Super high five for the first person to get it right. Yes! Kirsten was the first one. They jumped in with Unkai. Katie got it as well. There we go. Yes. These low-hanging clouds over the village are called Unkai, and you better bet that I went up to the viewpoint this morning, which is up there, and I kicked it, and I kicked things off with a drone shot over the Unkai. And I just want to give an extra special thank you to Sasha for that super chat there, keeping the ball rolling with that. And there's just something about the rice fields in the morning that is so nice. Any time of day, really. So, will I be Unkai Norm? That could be our new thing. I feel like I'm doing a lot of Unkai exploration this year. And Avalon Expo in here with $12 Canadian. Hi, Canadian. And woo, just got in after the start of the live stream. Looks like it's going to be a good one. That's the hope. The juxtaposition between this and this wildly abandoned, smashed up place is really something else indeed. So, Avalon, thank you so much for that. And Slices of Japan in once again with a £5 super chat. Thank you so much, Slices of Japan. And if you guys aren't tired of hearing me say it already, I still really love the channel name. And Hisashi also in here saying, trying to send you a toonie, but it won't let me. Toonie, for those of you who don't know, is a Canadian $2 coin. So we're gonna do just a little quiet exploration starting in the fields this morning, and we're gonna walk through the village and enjoy these beautiful, beautiful low-hanging clouds. But I wanted to take a look at some of the rice fields out here before we went too far. Now, a lot of these you can just walk clear through. Imagine if you fell into those rice fields. I don't want to imagine that. I absolutely do not want to. And Sean Josh keeping things going with a $5 super chat in there with a little dancing man. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so these straw thatched roofs here, many say that they look like the praying hands of a Buddhist monk. And they are built this way because this area gets hit with an incredible amount of snow in the winter. And these roofs help to manage the snowfall. And we're gonna go through the entire village today is our goal. Again, it is just after 6:30 in the morning and the farmers are already out tending to their fields. And I want to swing back and say a huge thank you to Stephanie M for jumping in as well with that super chat, keeping the ball rolling. Really appreciate it. We're gonna come up this way via this path here. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot get enough of these clouds rolling through the mountains. You guys should have seen it from above today. You better bet that I'm gonna be jumping over to Twitter and Instagram and sharing some photos, quite possibly even some videos, and it's gonna be making it into the full TOKYOLENS video from this experience. So, look at this. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at the clouds and we're actually gonna go and start exploring the village. So a lot of these houses, if you come out to Shirakawago, you can actually go inside of them and do some exploration. There are some that are just totally open to be explored, and I want to take that little bridge, so we're gonna walk over this way. And a huge thank you to Nikki Powell for keeping the ball rolling with the super chats here, saying, I love tuning into your live streams. They bring me so much joy to watch. I can't wait to see where you go next. I thank you so much for that, Nikki. Really appreciate it. I've really been enjoying this live stream adventure, and honestly, the energy that you guys have been bringing to it has just made it so much more fun and so much more enjoyable. So thank you guys for tuning in every single day for these streams, whether you're watching live or whether you're trying to play catch up and watch them after. Love you just as much. And Seacross keeping things rolling once again, saying, do you have plans to post any more running videos? That's actually a really good question. And since we have the whole chat here, if you guys remember, I'd say a year ago now, I decided to put together a video of me jogging through Tokyo. It was just kind of an experimental video. It was nothing but me jogging and the obnoxious sound of my breath as I tried not to die because I chose the worst jogging route for that day that was nothing but hills. But is that something that we would want to do here on TOKYOLENS Explorer? So as you can see, there are tons of different houses, museums, the main streets. You've got the viewpoint up there. There's lots of stuff to see and explore. Obviously, a little bit of construction going on as well, but we're gonna make our way down this way into the village. Wow, huge love to Patricia for keeping things rolling with that super chat saying, unfortunately, I need to go to sleep, but I will watch it later. Here, I have some extra morning coffee. Thanks for the streams. No worries, Patricia. And thank you as well for joining the pre-stream that we did up on the mountain earlier. Really enjoyed that. Thank you, Patricia. Means the world. So let me scroll back through these. The 360 jogging one was my favorite. Okay. How's the foot? Could nix the run? That's actually a good question. We'll loop back to that as I please go into the forest. No, I don't think we'll be going into the forest. If we naturally come across a forest spot, then cool, but I don't want to get eaten by bears. Look at that, just the aesthetic of this village, just having a pond right here with the lily pads, and then you've got the rest of the village here. There's just something. And then again, I can't get over the beauty of the clouds there in the background. Now this is, to be honest, a spot where do you have pepper spray with you? No, I do not. And what was the actual end result on the running video? Seems like there might be a yes for running videos. Maybe a no, I don't know. If it's no, say no. And here we go. We have someone tending to their garden early in the morning. So places like this particular spot, I was really on the fence as to whether or not I was gonna do this one as a live stream or and yes, those are rice fields, or as a pre-recorded 4K video, because this is obviously the kind of place that would be absolutely gorgeous in 4K. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. But I opted for the live stream on this one because honestly, I've got a couple different reasons. Number one, I'm really enjoying the fact that we can hang out and chat, and then if there's questions that you guys have come up, I can answer them and we can explore stuff based on what you guys want to see. So that's a really big part. It also means that I go through more slowly because I'm reading the chat, so we get a little more time in the place. Look at these up here. And additionally, weirdly enough, I don't feel like you need to see this place in 4K to really appreciate its beauty. Its beauty isn't in the finer details. The beauty here is in the overall look and feel of the place. So if that makes sense, we do have plenty of 4K pre-recorded premieres coming up though. As soon as I get back from our live stream adventure, I'll start putting those together for you guys. So for those who are just joining in right now, we are out in the area of Shirakawago, just a little while down the road from Takayama, where we were yesterday. Remind me to tell the story of the road. I almost died last night getting here. There's a story there. And so this area is known for its thatched straw roof houses because the area gets so much snow in the winter. This is an absolutely gorgeous place to visit during the winter. And especially on the weekends, you can get into a lot of these places. So the story of how I nearly perished yesterday, bear with me. It's actually not that bad and all was well. I didn't get hurt, nothing was damaged, but I decided to take an incredibly long and winding mountain road, the kind with repeated hairpins and zigzags and everything. And instead of taking the highway, it said the highway is going to be 2 hours. The highway is going to be an hour and a half. The winding mountain road will be 2 hours. So I figured, okay, it's only an extra 30 minutes, and I love me a good winding mountain road, but I have a lot of stuff packed into the van right now. So the camper van, which is a K, is very, very heavy. So going up was absolutely no problem. But going down, I had to ride the brakes almost the entire time down. And going down the mountain was about 40 to 45 minutes, riding the brakes the entire time. And then the smell hit. You see, you ride the brakes in a tiny car filled with heavy weight for 45 minutes straight. Keeping in mind, I was also engine braking as well, just to kind of mitigate the amount of braking that I needed to do. And the brakes started to smoke and smell. And so I had it for the most part every single time that I got into a hairpin turn. I was engine braking down into the first gear so that I wouldn't have to use the brakes nearly as much. But it was still such a steep mountain that all you could smell was brakes. And as I got to the very end of the mountain, the brakes had clearly heated to the point of nearly faulting. And when I went to stop at a red light at the end of the mountain, I almost drifted into the intersection. The brakes went squeak, 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 squeak. And I was like, oh no, I really hope I don't have to replace the brakes on this trip. I really hope that they just need time to cool down. So I actually just pulled over right there and hung out for about 20 minutes. And the brakes cooled down, all was well, and we were safe. But had they reached that point 10, 15 minutes earlier, considering the last bit was really steep with lots of turns, I could have been in trouble. So the K cars, while great, are I'm carrying too much baggage and too much wood. So, and Anime Wings forever reviving the super chat, keeping things going with a $2 super chat with one of those cute little stickers. So, and Olam Drab saying, I had to pause for cooling before brakes got too hot in the Smokies rather in a rather heavily burdened Mitsubishi. Yeah, so if you've never driven a mountain road, like a long mountain road before, that's something that I think, you know, if you come to Japan, you're like, oh, I want to drive, and you rent a car and you have a great time, yay. But if you find yourself on a mountain road and you're not experienced with it, just consider how many parts of that car could possibly fail, leading you to going off the edge, and that will basically be your motivation to drive as carefully as possible. I love mountain roads, but I treat them with the utmost respect that they deserve, because all it takes is a blown tire or a broken strut or a crack in the axle or any number of things, and all of a sudden you're not on the road, you're over the side. So that's my super exciting story from last night as we walk through Shirakawago here. Even just the normal houses here are really beautiful. So I'm doing what I can to keep myself as close as possible to the microphone here, because I'm basically whispering as we walk through, because again, it's 6:45 in the morning right now. I want to take a peek up here because we get a bit of height here as we go towards this forest. So this village again is called Shirakawago. And back in 1995, it was marked as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And I want to give a huge thank you to Kalinka for keeping the super chats going today with missed opportunity to initial D through the mountains. JK, glad you're safe. I think we pretty much were initial D'ing it. Honestly, it smelled like my drifting days. And it's one of the reasons why you always have better brakes on drifting cars. There we go. And, all right. Almanacs in here with DKK 45. What does the local population think of a random foreigner filming everything, considering the lengths broadcasters go to blurring everything? Well, there are some serious undertones in that one, but I will say that as long as you are respectful, you can actually see it in the streams. I don't even really need to answer it. If you go back and watch any of our live streams on this channel so far, you'll see one of two types of people. Either people who just choose to step away, or people who, and you can usually tell, like I can see if someone doesn't want to be in, so I usually try and face the camera away from them. Or if you look at the last couple days, the number of people who have greeted us and said, good morning, ohayou gozaimasu, konnichiwa, and stuff like that. They really don't mind. In fact, more often than not, when I go to a place, in the specific areas and whatnot, and ask if I can film, they are borderline excited to have someone filming and everything like that. Now, yes, local broadcasters in Japan go through incredible lengths to blur everything out, but that's simply because of legalities in broadcasting rules here in Japan. If you notice, they don't really do that in many other countries overseas, but they do them right here in Japan because they need to kind of keep everyone's privacy, because Japan has insane privacy laws. Like, you would not believe the level that people go through for privacy here in Japan. So I hope that no undertones, just reading everywhere that showing anyone opens you up to later lawsuits. Yes, if you're on TV. If you're on TV, this is YouTube. And I remember I was once on the You Nanishini Nippon TV show, and the director was so irritated. He's like, you YouTubers have it so easy. You don't have to apply for permission or anything. We've got to apply for permission for everywhere you go. You don't have to hide people's faces. We have to hide people's faces. You're just playing the game on easy mode. It's unfair that you guys get to do this. He was really, really bitter about YouTubers. And it's because we don't have to follow the same rules as TV. So honestly, really good question. Sorry the undertones comment came off as anything more than the joke that it was. But thank you so much for asking. Gozaimasu. That might be the coolest guy I think I've ever seen. He was awesome. So I'm gonna go back and try to catch up on a few others. Some really good super chats in here. Oh my goodness. Sigvirsel, did I say that anywhere close to correctly? Says, thank you for the awesome stream. Honestly, thanks so much for the super chat there, mate. Really appreciate it. And moving forward, Annette Anderson, hello, hello. Hi, Norm. Coffee from me to you, and a big thanks for your streams. Honestly, thank you for always being a part of them. I feel like I say that all the time, but I really mean it. Like, it's so much fun to have you guys to chat with as we walk through. So, and yes, almanacs. I'm just gonna read out that second one again. So, again, it's good that people consider that, because especially since I encourage you guys to come out to Japan and record and make content. So if anything, I'm actually really grateful that you brought up that question, because I would hate to encourage people to come out to Japan, do recording and make content, and then open them up to get in trouble or get sued or something like that. So again, thank you for asking that one. We've got some gacha machines over here. Let's see what we've got. So we've got basically Shirakawago gacha, a gacha that's clearly been there way too long, mobile suit ensemble, and then is this a tenugui gacha? I think it is. Okay, are you guys ready to see by far the most ironic thing of this entire trip? If you have been following along, I know Tim's gonna laugh really hard right now. If you have been following along with these adventures from day one, today I brought a beverage. And I brought this beverage because every single stream I've gotten incredibly thirsty in the middle of the stream, and even in the biggest of cities, we have not managed to find a vending machine that has a cashless option. And yet here we are in the village of Shirakawago, and there is a cashless option vending machine right here. What the heck? Like, what are the options? What are the odds? Oh my lord. I can't believe it. Like seriously, we were out in Takayama yesterday, walking the streets of this big and beautiful city, and nothing, absolutely nothing. And then here, randomly, it's just like, yeah, you know what? Cashless vending machine. You're good, ready to go. Just, ah. And let me scroll back here because I missed one or two. Okay, so Ben Tech 2 asks a really good question here, saying, Norm, will you be going up to the Ogimachi Castle observation deck that overlooks the village while you're there? I actually started out up on there's an observation deck right back over there up in the mountains. And that's where I started my morning to catch the Unkai, the sea of clouds cast over the village. And that's where my day started, actually. So again, if you're not following me on Twitter and Instagram, come and join, because I'll definitely be sharing pictures and little video clips in the days and weeks to come. And Diane, keeping the super chats rolling. Thank you so much with a super chat here saying, hi Norm, so glad I finally caught you live. Thank you for bringing adventure and joy. What a kind thing to say. Honestly, Diane, thank you. You were here for how many live streams? Almost all of them. I feel like you're almost always here for the live streams, and I really appreciate it. So thank you. So closed today. Now there are different houses that you can go in and do exploration and check out. This one, for example, is the Nagase House, and they're maintained in their traditional format as much as possible inside. They're really, really beautiful. There are spiders sometimes. And you're looking at an adult for 300 yen or child of elementary school age for 150 yen. And they've got the wooden post backs. Apparently, I'm from New York now. Got the post backs right there. And there's another one of the houses right over here. And this one here, let's go find out what it is. I don't know. And Sweet Archangel keeping the super chats rolling with Morning Norm. Can you show us what picture is on the sewer lids? Yeah, absolutely I can. I'm curious as to what is on them. This is why I wanted to do this area as a live stream, because I might have just skipped it. So it shows you right there, the Shirakawago. There we are. Thank you so much for asking that, sweet Archangel. Really appreciate that one. It's really hard to choose a route. Do you say route or route? What do you say? And Esteban, I'm gonna skip the middle one. Flores, thank you, didn't want to massacre it. Keeping the super chats rolling in here, saying thank you so much for these streams. Can't wait to travel to Japan next year. Greetings from Chile. Well, thank you so much. A lot of people say route. Yes, both are correct. There's no one correct answer to things in English. Who can tell me if they notice that? What? Guys, I did not notice that. Are you kidding me? What? Oh, wow. Are you guys seeing this? What? Are you serious right now? Oh my lord. I've gotta put my phone in the water. I absolutely have to. That is crazy. Ah. Like I've seen Instagram stories and whatnot about it, and it doesn't want to stop now. I've seen Instagram stories and whatnot about it, but this is my first time to actually see the fish in the drain. Now, if you're wondering why, it's because first off, this is not a sewer drain as much as it is for the rice fields. So this is meant to be fresh water for the rice fields. And no, these, oh wow. Look at that. Okay, I gotta shove the GoPro in there too. This is just bonkers. What a beautiful, what? There we go. That is crazy. Wow, that's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. So again, since a lot of people would obviously assume that this is like a storm drain or a sewer or something like that, this water is most likely there not as sewage water or not as a storm drain, but this water is for the rice fields that are in the area. And I want to go back through because I feel like I missed one or two super chats. So give me just a second to catch up, and there we go. So Tom Pixel came in saying, hey Norm, glad I've been able to catch a bit of your stream tonight. Heading off to bed now. Hope you enjoy your day. Tom, if you come back later, I hope you catch this. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Scrolling up to the next one. Alistair Vick in there, keeping things going with the super chat. Thank you so much. And Almanax is back. How's it going, man? And Almanac saying, I also put my phone in the water, but only because I dropped it washing dishes. All right, give me a second. Look at that. Hi, Mom. We have a rest area right here. And Pink Hoshi in here, keeping the super chats rolling, saying I had to change my Patreon tier for a lower tier and trying to save up for, yeah, honestly, no worries. Like, that's never a bother, never a stress. Glad that A, you'd be a part of it, B, you'd take the time to even participate whatsoever and be part of the community, and see that you take the time to say that. Thank you. But honestly, not a single thing to worry about. All regardless, I love you just as much. I like the fact that we get to hang out on Discord and we get to do the secret Instagram live chats and everything like that. It's a real community feel, so. This has to be so strange for the residents seeing a dude talking to himself while walking the streets and holding his camera in the water. I don't assume in 2021 it would actually be all that weird for people to see someone streaming and recording. Look at this. It doesn't matter where I turn the camera here, it is gorgeous. And the hardest part is just like which way to go. Because every single direction. Nice catch, yes. She's a beamer. You super chat. Ask the questions about flip-flops. Are they frowned upon in day-to-day use outside in Japan? Sorry if a silly question. No, actually, that's a really good question. I think we're gonna explore down this way for a second. I've made my decision. So, you know, there's a lot of things that either go to or against the typical flow of Japanese life, and not a lot of people wear flip-flops, but they do exist. There are plenty of people in sandals, and you won't be bothering anybody, judged by anyone, or you won't be offending anybody by making the choice to wear flip-flops if you come to Japan. So if you want to come to Japan and flip-flops are your comfortable shoe of choice, I say 100% absolutely go for it. Thank you for asking that question, and thank you for keeping the super chats rolling. And again, we've seen more fish in the water here. Just bonkers. Okay, so it seems like we have a bit of a rest area and hangout space here. Fish are just going nuts in here. I wish I had like a polarizing filter to put on the lens so we could see past the reflections into the water. There we go. I got that there. And Eon Tan coming in saying, these streams are always the highlight of my night. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoy them that much. I have a lot of fun doing them. Okay. So, here we go. UNESCO World Heritage Site, Shirakawago, Ogimachi Gasho Style Village Tourist Map, the Eastern Street. So this gives you a peek at where we're at. You are here. We've kind of walked some of this so far, but there's still an entire second half to this. I will say this much. Yesterday, YouTube tanked our stream right in the middle of the stream. We're still streaming, and YouTube's just like, you're done. Peace out. Goodbye. Enjoy your life. Have a good day. Have a bad day. Whatever. Don't care what kind of day you have. We're just gonna tank your stream. Do I sound bitter about it? I feel so bitter about it. And if that happens today, under an hour, if the stream is under an hour and YouTube tanks it, I will start a fresh stream just because there's so much I want to explore here. If we've crossed the hour mark and I feel like we've kind of explored enough, then I won't start a second stream. Does that feel fair? I'm gonna go back because there's one or two here that So, ooh, hello, kitty cat. You got your collar on and everything. One ear up, one ear down. You're okay. What, do you want to come this way? What? Oh, you're looking at the strap that's hanging off my... Looking at this. You want to play? But you're scared. That's okay. So I'm hoping that YouTube doesn't tank the stream this time. So back at it. Eva-chan saying, for your morning coffee, thank you so much for keeping the super chats rolling there. Really appreciate it. Along with Amber, who's also helped keeping things rolling, saying, thanks for the picturesque live chats, Norm. They have been bringing beauty to my day. Thank you so much for that. And Ian saying, have you ever been to Yasuka Shrine in Kyoto? Yes, I have. Yasuka itself, it's been a while since I visited. Now, you know those times where you're like, yes, I've definitely, and then you second guess yourself for a second? Yasuka, I'm looking it up to make sure it's the one that I think it is. Yasuka Shrine, Kyoto. Look at the size of this one here. Yeah, actually, you can see Yasuka Shrine in my Kyoto video from a few months ago. There we go. Look at this. So a few months back, I went to Kyoto to do a documentary about what it was like without tourists there. And there's that video, and then there's the behind the scenes follow-up vlog that shows what it was like to explore Kyoto without people and make that video for 3 days straight or something like that. And if you watch that one, you can see Yasuka Shrine in that. Honestly, those were some of my favorite pieces of content to make in the past year. So everybody who's already gone out and given those pieces of content some love, thank you so much. Anybody who is looking forward to watching them from now, I look forward to hearing what you thought about them. And they're doing some construction on this one here. So again, this is one of the, this is actually a temple quarters. There we go. Myozen Temple. And again, you take your shoes coming in. Adults are 300 yen and children are 100 yen for this one. And sending out some love to FTE 99699 for keeping the super chat ball rolling. Thank you so much. Confidence in parking this one has. Really appreciate that. Now, amazingly, every couple of years, they actually have to replace these thatched straw roofs. Wow, that one's just emptied out. They're just rebuilding it on the inside, eh? Now, it's been some time since I've been here, so I can't remember exactly how many years apart they need to replace the roofs. So if anybody finds that info and wants to share it in the super chat, or sorry, in the chat section, so maybe one of the moderator squad, if you happen to find it. I'm losing my English as I'm getting really distracted by all of this over here, to be honest. I'm looking at the way the village looks over here as I'm walking in. Wasn't even looking here. My eyes were completely over here, and I'm trying to formulate sentences at the exact same time, and it's just not playing well together. Oh. Let's make our way down this way. So one of the other things that I am doing right now while I'm on this trip is I'm working on a little bit of a piece for a Japan Expo that I have been invited to participate in this year. However, since this year is remote, they've asked me to put together a whole piece that we could share remotely. Yeah, I totally forgot about that as well. So if you guys haven't already, give that like button some love. See if we can't get things up to, I don't know, 350 or so in the next short bit. I know you guys can get it there. You blew my mind yesterday. All right, so Tim is saying originally the roofs lasted 40 to 50. Oh, sorry, Tim. I was gonna try and pin that, but I'm just gonna read it out here so that everybody can have the information. So it says originally the roofs lasted 40 to 50 years, but now it's only about 20 to 30 years due to the type of grass that's being used. Interesting. And Pedro in here keeping the super chat ball rolling, saying there was a segment on one episode of Japanese style originator on Netflix that showed the work involved in replacing the straw roofs. Highly recommended that show. Don't remember the time span though. Yeah, there you can actually, I think there are some pieces of content that you can even watch right here on YouTube that will show you the amount of work that goes into replacing these. Like if I zoom in a little bit and you take a look at them, you can tell that is quite a bit of straw that is being used for that there. And it is heavy, laborious work for them to replace these. But the amazing thing, like if you look here, this one here is that's just some family's home. Just living their lives. Living in a house like this. That is truly spectacular. I wonder what their lifestyle is like. I wonder what a typical like Tuesday afternoon looks for everyone in that household. Super curious. So, and Diane says, do you ever journal after going on a trip, or do the videos act as a journal for you? It would be cool to look back and read your thoughts and reflect. If I had the time to journal, I might do it. There was actually a couple of years where I kept a journal, but the reflecting and my thoughts and my approach on things tends to happen in the edited video. So the live streams are a chance for me to kind of live journal, catch what's right in front of me, keep that and share it with you guys along the way. And then I still do a edited video during these trips to give me a chance to kind of reflect on what I've seen. The edited video is my chance to look back at everything and kind of think about what kind of story I want to tell, think about what happened, and I take little notes and I make little side projects as I do the main edit and everything. So, and Marcus keeping the super chats rolling with a keep up the amazing work, always amazing. Thank you so much. Genuinely appreciate that. I feel very fortunate to have anyone who enjoys the work that I do and be able to share it with you guys. So I'm grabbing a couple extra GoPro shots right now just because I'm really liking the lighting, and the sky has been changing so quick lately that I don't trust that it's gonna stay like this for very long. So gotta grab these shots while I can. The weather has been changing so incredibly quickly, but we've gotten really fortunate so far, knock on wood. The return of the Unkai. Yes, you can see the clouds hanging low over the mountains there. And Kalinka Pavlova says, hey Norm, if you've never been, I highly recommend you visit Samoa when the world opens up again. I think you'd love the Fale. Oh, that sounds incredible. I would love to check that out. I'm gonna have to go back and make a note of that. That way I don't forget it. You know what I could do, actually? While that super chat is up on screen, I can quickly take a picture of it with my phone and then I won't forget. There we go. Kidoya. And you can hear feet and whatnot running around inside. Oh, the clouds over the village. Just absolutely beautiful. We're at 333 likes as I say this. Let's see if we can't get it up to 350 in the next minute or so. And Laura in here saying, I would love to visit here or live here. Live would be good. It's actually not a bad place to live. As you can tell, clearly there is enough internet connection for us to be able to walk around and do a bit of a stream. So, you know, living wouldn't be that hard. What? Yo, that is terrifying and wow, that is morbid. Oh my Lord. Oh, holy heck. I don't know how many of you saw that, but Japan has this incredibly morbid approach to keeping crows away. And so, wow, just smashed up window there. Japan has, I'll be honest with you, one of Japan's darker side is for the next 30 to 60 seconds, I will say this is going to be a bit of a trigger alert for some people, but it's a real part of Japan that I feel like I need to share, so I'm not gonna gloss over it. If you are not interested in animals that are not in their best form, please skip the next 30 to 60 seconds of the stream. I will keep it to that amount of time, and that will be starting now. So Japan has this incredibly morbid approach when it comes to keeping crows away from their garbage and from their fields. This is actually not the worst I've seen. That is an actual crow. Its head has been taped up. It is dead. And it is hung over the garbage so that the crows won't come after the garbage. And it is not my first time to see something like this. I drove by a farmer's field a while back that had several dismembered crows tied to poles as scarecrows. Rather than having like a person standing in the field, they just had crows ripped up and tied to poles. And I will say that I can understand that you don't want them messing up your garbage and everything, but it's just a very aggressive and morbid approach. And it's a rare thing. You don't see it all the time. You don't see it everywhere. I think I can count on one hand the number of times that I've seen something like this in Japan, if we're being realistic. But I think that hopefully keeps it down to the 1 minute. So, yeah. For those of you who are obviously somewhat shocked and surprised, yeah, so was I the very first time that I saw it. But again, I can count on one hand the number of times in all my time in Japan that I've seen something like that. So it's not a super, super common thing, but it's also not a protested thing. So My guess is that they probably didn't go so far as to take its life solely for that purpose. It was probably already in that state. However, not the most pleasant thing to see. So we talked about how the roofs need to be replaced every couple of years. As Tim was kind enough to point out for us, that's gone down from the 40 to 50 years it used to be to 20 to 30 years now. And you can see here what happens when a roof starts to age. You can see the compression and the wear down of the straw over here. Some straw just comes off. And then eventually, just like these, and you can see this in a lot of places all around Japan, it gets mossy and then trees grow on it. It gets weighted. The entire thing just falls off. So this one here is currently covered in a tarp because it clearly needs replacing. There we are. And every step is a chance to fall, so we take them carefully. There we are. Let's step back into the village. I actually am slightly curious as to how much time I'm gonna end up spending here today. I feel like the answer to that question is a lot. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of time. And huge love to Felipe for keeping the super chat ball rolling, saying, changing a bit the subject from crows. Thank you very much for that, by the way. Is there any right to repair movement activism in Japan like there is in Europe or the USA? So Japan doesn't get a lot of attention for it, but there are constant movements and protests. They're just at a much lower size and scale. Like ever since the Fukushima incident, there have been non-stop protests about Fukushima and reactors and what to do with it and how the government's handling it. And more often than not, these protests, you know, they'll walk down the streets of places like Shibuya and whatnot, and they will have like, you know, police escorts in front and back and everything like that. But it's rarely to never at the scale of what you would see overseas. They exist, but in small bits. Despite their small engines, more often than not, these little K trucks like this tend to be the ones who speed the absolute most. The little speed demons. All right. So I think we're getting close to the end of this section of the village right here, but I do want to check out these houses as we come up here. Just love this season as well. So this is the main road in and out of the town. There we go. And we're gonna come up to here and look back. So from here, this would be the opposite end starting point for the town. And then we'll walk down this way and we'll check out the river because the river here is really nice. And we've spent so much time on this side of the town that we haven't gotten to see the other side. So let's go check that out. Here we go. Just trying to put my cable up around me. Here we are. Keep that phone nice and charged up. You just passed Hojo Satoko's house from Higurashi. Recently, I feel like there's an increased number of anime fans watching the channel. And as somebody whose little brother is by far one of the world's biggest anime fans, a huge shout out to you guys. I think that Japan is filled with locations that you're going to get to see in anime. And so when they come by the channel and are like, hey, I recognize this spot, or this looks like this spot, it's always a good time. And it's taking me down a rabbit hole of animes. And I'm still trying to catch up because I have a list of recommended anime from Joey that he thinks that I would absolutely love, that I'm trying to catch up on. So hopefully I'll eventually get caught up on those so I can take a look and learn a few more. I used to watch it a lot with Alexander, my little brother. And then as time has gone on, I've just lost. Norm, what do you think of the future economic state of Japan? It is such a heavy question. I don't really feel like getting super economical and political in the live stream, but I don't think it has to do with the economic state of Japan as much as the economic state of humans and human nature. I think things will play out the way that I'm just, I'm gonna sidestep the topic, but you guys have heard me complain before about shops, for example, in Akihabara that are only open from 11 a.m. until like 6 or 7 p.m. And how, like, even in the core of Tokyo, you get all these shops and cafes that open up at 11 and close by 6. And I'm like, why? 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 You're giving up all those hours of like people before they go to work who love to hang out at cafes and whatnot. Every single cafe that's open for people to hang out in before they go to work is always super crowded. And so these extra little ones that decide to open up at 11 a.m., they could be making a killing in business. And then what happens to all those people after work? Why would you close down a cafe at 6 p.m.? Just bonkers, if you ask me. We're gonna go back that way a bit, but I wanted to check out the front of this place here. They have coffee. And in case you've never seen it, that is the kanji for coffee. Yeah, and Tim is saying it, and you guys might have noticed at times I tend to be a bit of a morning person as well. So as a morning person, the city not opening up until somewhere around 11 a.m. can be really annoying and frustrating and disappointing. So all right. So now we're gonna make our way down to the Nishidori Street, down this way. So, I'll be honest, the Patreon crew, while they chose our adventures, I don't think that I included this space in our recommended potential travel spots. And so I came here. I came here just thinking that had this area been on the space for the patrons to choose, they 100% would have chosen this spot. So if someone did include it, I'm just going off the top of my head right now. I cannot remember. I don't have the list in front of me. But if someone did recommend it, thank you. If not, I figured, hey, we got more gacha over here. And these gacha have giant dango mushi and little Shirakawago. And apparently the water panel for heating your doors and whatnot. And TKG, Tamago Kake Gohan. TKG. Look at this space though. Just do not tire of this whatsoever. And Kalinka reviving the super chats, keeping things going here, saying, get me a gacha, please. I really wish I could. I really genuinely wish I could, but I haven't been carrying cash for a while and I don't have any coins. I've got a couple bills in my back pocket and no coins. I can't grab it. Can I grab one in Tokyo? Is that okay? I'll grab one in Tokyo, if that's all right. I'll bring some cash out and we'll do a gacha live stream. Oh, does that not sound fun? A gacha live stream. I think we could do that. So, but thank you so much for keeping the ball rolling on the super chats with that one. We will do a dedicated stream for gacha. I'm just absolutely loving the peaceful look of the thatch roof houses and the ponds and the rice fields and all of that. $1 million idea, a gacha machine that takes Suica, right? Like, we need that. We absolutely need that. I've long since thought that if the gacha machines took Suica, they'd be making an absolute killing. So. And no, there was no cardboard cutout of, no. Zach is asking, do you still do any tricking, Norm? Or is that a thing of the past? And I think that for some people, tricking has a different meaning than for those of us who do martial arts. So allow me to explain what tricking is if you don't know. Tricking is martial arts stunts and flips and kicks and stuff like that. And actually, the reason that, I guess not the reason, but one of the reasons that I know Dogen is that Dogen and I actually go way back together from our martial arts and tricking days. We used to do martial arts tricks and flips and kicks and whatnot and post our stuff online. And now we're both in Japan doing Japan stuff. And I actually walked all the way back here just to walk through this torii gate. And Chan keeping the super chats rolling, saying, gotta drop off my half clone to school. Love your streams. Can't wait to be back to Japan. So many adventures to chase. Chan, thank you so much. You've been such a huge part of the streams lately, and I appreciate it. So, excuse me, my throat is, I think it's time to drink some of that coffee I have in my pocket. And, ooh, that was such a caveman noise I made. Ooh. I thought it was a suspension bridge at first, and I was really excited, and I made a caveman noise. So, here we go. And Nicholas Ramage saying, how's it going? It's going good. I make caveman noises when I see bridges. This is a new thing we do, and it's a lot of fun. So, and Baron Castell, did I say that right? I want to give a huge thank you to you for keeping the super chats going there. And it says, Furude Rika is the best Higurashi character, Norm. So cool that you're in Shirakawago, Nippo. All right, yeah, all right. Give me 2 seconds. I will share this view here as I have a little bit of a drink. My throat is just gone. Honestly, a really nice space here. Wow. How is the quality holding up as we get away from the city? Look at the clouds rolling through the mountains like this. Just wow. Radio calisthenics, are they still a thing? Go check out my video of inside a Japanese factory, and your answer will be right in there. And B. Jordan saying, have a snack and coffee on me as he keeps the ball rolling with the super chats. Really enjoying your live streams and enjoy your Discord. All the best from Southern California. B. Jordan, I saw you join in there recently and I was super excited. I think I've already sent you a bit of a voice message over on the secret Instagram. So my brain has turned to absolute mush and I've forgotten 90% of things since coming on this trip. But all right. I am just absolutely loving the mountains here. And look at that view there. Look at this. Like, if that's not a screenshot for a desktop background, then I don't know what is. You know what? I like this so much that I think we're gonna back it up, and I wanna take a picture that we can actually use for, you know, Twitter or Instagram or something like that. Something that I could give to you guys to actually use as a background for something. Look at this. There we go, guys. I took a few high-res, not really. I took a few iPhone shots there that I will touch up and post to Instagram or Twitter later on. So those, in case we are not connected there, are linked in the description box. So if you want to see those, maybe have a new desktop background, come there and grab them. I'm just gonna walk straight down this road because I'm just loving how this looks. Wow. It almost just doesn't feel like real life. Aw. I'm glad that the video quality is doing well. This is just, it's usually around this time in the stream that YouTube is like, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? Tank the stream. So just a heads up, if the stream does end abruptly, I haven't quite decided if tomorrow's stream is gonna be morning or night, but I feel like we're probably gonna be doing another morning stream tomorrow. Just in case, I figured I would put that out because I didn't really give you guys a heads up yesterday. I couldn't because YouTube just completely tanked our stream there at the end. So just in case YouTube decides to tank this one as well, I figured I would give you a heads up in advance. And I don't think I could possibly love this walk more than I do. That bridge walk there with the rolling clouds up here in the mountain, it's just something else. And Princess Rin-chan, Just keeping the ball rolling on the super chat saying, Norm, I caught up on those car videos on your channel as recommended on the last live stream. Great stuff. Love these walks with you. Thanks so much. I'm glad that you were able to catch up on them. I hope that you enjoyed them. And Cookie Ninja keeping things rolling with a super chat saying, we need more streams here. Crazy views. It really is. It really, really is. Okay, let's go into some of the side streets here and keep doing this. The mountains, just like the mountain view up there. Just so beautiful. You know, if YouTube doesn't tank the stream, let's keep our fingers crossed. If YouTube doesn't tank the stream, I will do my best near the end of this stream to walk up to the viewpoint that overlooks this entire area of Shirakawago so that you guys can see what it looks like from above. Because I feel that it's just something you have to see, and it's a great spot to get an overview of the entire city. If it's in the village. If it's in the winter, you get gorgeous snow cover through the entire village. And look at the flowers. Can we just stop for a moment and enjoy this? Drops of dew on there. Ah, the radio calisthenics. Well, they're just called radio calisthenics. Some radio stations do still play it in the morning, and I have done them. Near where I used to live in Asakusa, there was a giant park, and radio calisthenics were done each morning there, and I probably joined it a good 10, 15 times. A great way to get to know some of the locals. That's actually how I got to know some of the gentlemen and got on the local chokai for the Matsuri. The chokai is like the official committee for the Matsuri. When I lived in Asakusa, I was part of my official local committee. I was one of the chair members for that. And I did that through different festivals and through meeting people through the radio calisthenics. So participating in the most seemingly mundane, simple activities here in Japan can open you to the opportunity to meet people. And more often than not, I think for those who are like kind of apprehensive or nervous about meeting new people or talking to new people, my go-to advice is don't be afraid to just do two things. Make eye contact and smile. If you make eye contact and smile or nod or something like that, for the most part, even if you're not a huge, approach other people and communicate person yourself, it's always turned out here in Japan for me as a really great way to open the door for others to talk and communicate to me if they want to. And either way, it makes them feel more comfortable and safe around me. So in my earlier days, when I was really nervous and afraid to talk to new people, I would just go into a place, I would make some eye contact, I'd push myself to make that eye contact and smile. And more often than not, it resulted in someone coming up and approaching and chatting. And I got to meet a lot of people that way. So you don't have to do all the legwork yourself, but it is nice to open the door. Look at this space right here. Look at this. Like you can't go wrong. And I feel like we got so lucky with the way the clouds are just hanging out in the mountains today. Loving every single second of this walk. Wow. Komine Rion saying it's 5 a.m. there. Woke up to catch this. Thank you. It is currently, can we see it? I don't know if we can. It's kind of dark. It is 7:48 a.m. here as we walk through Shirakawago. Wow. Just absolutely spectacular. Are those small cars popular in Japan? Yes, they're one of the most common types of cars in Japan because of narrow roads and small parking spaces. They account for something like just under 50% of all cars in Japan. Look at that view. And hi guys. This is what I look like when I walk around streaming, in case you've ever wondered what I look like in a convex mirror. So that's me in a convex mirror. Gotta point it up high enough that we get the balance of the light with the clouds. And since you can't stream while walking on a DSLR without having some form of computer with you, this is all being shot on an old iPhone 8. And if you're watching and the quality is struggling, make sure that you turn it to HD 720p. That's about the highest it can go. But a huge thank you to Brian for keeping the ball rolling with the super chats here, saying good morning, Norm. Are you doing a great map of locations you've been streaming from? And I hope you're able to find a cashless vending machine the other day. So no, unfortunately, I don't have time to be doing a map of all these places. I'll actually give you guys a breakdown of what a day on this trip has been like so that you guys can kind of have an image of it. And so, and as for the drink, I'm actually carrying a drink with myself today. However, ironically, here in Shirakawago, of all places, we actually found a cashless vending machine. So isn't that just lovely the way that it is? So these trips, like for example, yesterday morning, I think I woke up somewhere around 6 or 7. So actually, I'll just give a general day. So a general day is usually waking up somewhere between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m., 7 a.m. being the latest, and then usually grab a quick bite on the road by 8 or 6 or whenever, usually about an hour after I wake up, and then off to the first location. And on a day like today, the first location here is our live stream. And then after I do the live stream, which will be about an hour to 2 hours or whatever, I will go back, sit in the car, and make sure that everything is kosher on the YouTube side, and I will grab myself some food. By that point, it is time to head off to the next location so that I can film a 4K walking video for you guys. It takes about 20-30 minutes to set up, to make sure I know some stuff about the area, to make sure I'm not going to get lost, find parking, all of that. And then usually within anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, I start the walk, and then I head back to the car. I back up all of the footage from that. I usually shoot 1 or 2 scenes of the behind the scenes vlog that I'm doing. And then after that, it's time to get on the road and grab some food, because by this point, it's usually around noon. So by the time I grab some food, usually at a convenience store, so I can eat it as I drive, I've got about 3 to 4 hours to driving to do there, and that lands us wherever we're going to be for the evening. We usually get there around 3 to 4 p.m. I get set up for either my video shoot or my live stream that takes about an hour, hour and a half to get all that set up. And then from there, I either shoot a video or do the live stream. I grab some food, and then in the evening, I back everything up, I edit, and then I try to get to sleep so I can wake up at 4 a.m. and do it all again. So if you were tracking any of that, that's a full day of stuff right there. It's a little more busy than I had initially expected it to be, but it is honestly so much fun. And Kalinka keeping the super chats rolling, saying, will you visit any more creepy places? Yes, in fact, I'm looking at making a video for this Halloween. I like the creepy places because they're fun to do for Halloween videos. And Asami Ichikawa is saying hello from Seattle. I'm so glad I finally got to catch a live stream. I love all your videos. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much for keeping the ball rolling with the super chats and your kind words. I really appreciate it. And Bob Zhang also keeping things rolling, saying, hello there, Norm. You can go to settings and turn up the iPhone 8 to 4K 60. Yeah, you can, but not for live streams. That's for internal recording. Unfortunately, you can't stream from a mobile phone using the YouTube app above 720p. I can record all the video I want at 4K and it still looks wonderful. But unfortunately, I can't live stream from the phone above 720p using the YouTube native app. And look at this walk. Is anybody else just having their jaw drop clear off of their face right now? So. And usually I have my phone tied to a iVideo router, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw iVideo under the bus right now and say that lately, while their download speeds have been completely fine, they've been throttling my upload speeds, and so I can't use the iVideo router for live streams, which has meant I've needed to upgrade my 4G pack so that I have enough 4G data to do these streams for you guys, since the iVideo upload rates have become so wildly unreliable. Now, again, as a general rule within Japan, I've never had that much of a problem with them, but considering I've recommended them to you guys, it's kind of shady, and they still swear they're not throttling things, but I get about 30 megabits per second download and 3 upload, which is most certainly not enough to stream from. So make of that what you will. I call it shady doings, and I happily throw them under the bus. So this. No, the iVideo is the Wi-Fi company for the Wi-Fi router that I use. So this is such an incredible view and walk. Just wow. So I almost want to just turn around and do that again. Can we Is that a thing that you guys are okay with us doing? Can we just turn around and walk that in the other direction? That was beautiful. Again, when it comes to downloads and all that, I haven't had really much of an issue ever, but the upload speeds have not been great. All right, we'll just go for that footstep ASMR as we walk across here. Just enjoy it. And there we go. Honestly, what a beautiful space to have the opportunity to walk through. And a huge thank you to Lisa here for keeping the super chats going with such a kind, wow, just amazing. Thank you, Lisa. Saying a little something towards gas. I was sad to find out those cute little campers are not street legal in my, oh, really? They're not street legal where you are? That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, the little camper van has honestly just been probably one of the best things I've found here in Japan. It has enabled me to do so much travel while managing cost. Mind you, you only get about 300 kilometers on it to a tank of gas because it's a tiny little K engine, so it's not the most fuel efficient little thing that you'll ever see, but I really do enjoy driving it, and it's super easy to sleep in. It's really comfy, you get lots of privacy, so really enjoy it. And there's, okay, so Rowden has made a comment here that I do want to address. I talked about it earlier on in the stream, but probably a few new people in here now. So it says, I'd rather not have a live stream video of this area. It's so beautiful, I'd rather watch it at high definition. And I appreciate that, I really do. The one thing that I said earlier is a video like this, an area like this, it's not about the tiny details, it's about the general picture. So I honestly don't feel that a space like this really requires a 4K video. You can still see the beauty of what makes this place what it is without it being in 4K. I hold to that very strongly. I was on the fence about whether or not I was gonna do a 4K walkthrough or whether I was gonna do a live stream, and what really tipped the scales is that in a live stream, we can walk through and explore things together and we can interact. And I really enjoy that interaction. It makes it so that we get 90 minutes plus of this instead of maybe the 45 we would have gotten of me walking through, maybe 30. And you guys catch on to little details and ask questions that add a lot to the stream. And this channel is called TOKYOLENS Explore. It's about the experience, it's about the time that we get to spend together. And while some areas are not conducive to live streams, plain and simple, this is what this is about. It's about us having the chance to explore something together and me making you feel like you are here with me. There are plenty of absolutely gorgeous 4K, 6K, 8K videos walking through areas like this, and I encourage you to check them all out because every single one is worth a watch. But here on TOKYOLENS Explore, we are here to explore and whenever possible, do it together. So I hope that I didn't set up for too much of this the other day when I asked, do you prefer the pre-recorded or do you prefer the live stream? In the end, while I do want to know the answer, I also want you guys to know that this channel is here for us to experience things together. The 4K pre-recorded videos that I do on here will always be there and they will keep coming, but I love the live streams and I love the fact that you want to see it in better quality. I can completely relate to that. As I said, it was a tough choice for me as well to decide which way we were going to go with this one. So I hope that that answer helps give a little bit of satisfaction maybe. And thank you. I hope that that helps. All right, so we're gonna go back here and D Nanny Julia Ton keeping the super chats going. Thank you so much, saying hello Norm. Your view is absolutely breathtaking, isn't it though? Look at this. Thank you for taking us with you and showing us such beautiful parts of Japan. I wish I was visiting Japan again. Hopefully next year I will. Thank you once again. Well, honestly, thank you so much for that. Thank you for taking the time to contribute and be a part of this. And now is the part of the stream where, because this is kind of where we started the stream right here. We have literally walked through the entirety of Shirakawago. And now I'm gonna ask you guys, what would you like to do? Shall we go through the town just a little bit more, maybe re-explore some areas? Or shall we go up to the viewpoint and work our way to the end? Once we overlook the stream and overlook the town, that's pretty much all of it. So I will leave that in the I will leave that up to the comment section. I will not be camping out here today, considering that we started here first thing in the morning. Go to the town and get some ramen. It is 8:04 a.m. I can assure you no ramen places are open. And Viewpoint seems to be a very popular choice. Good, because I was going to go to the Viewpoint either way. I'm kidding. If you guys really wanted to do another walk through the town, I would have done it. But we'll make our way up to the Viewpoint because the view is absolutely spectacular. Now, considering we're going to be walking through trees and forested area, I don't entirely trust the connection. Also, heads up right now, should YouTube suddenly tank our live stream, because I just feel like this is something I need to be nervous of, I will jump over to Instagram and do a backup stream on there, only in the case that this gets tanked. So once more, if YouTube tanks our live stream, I will hop over to Instagram to show the viewpoint once we get up there. Just this once. And you'll have to excuse me as I'm most certainly gonna end up out of breath as we climb up here to the top. All right. Diane saying, this is so cool. I mean, when does someone not in Japan get to experience this? Thank you, Norm. Honestly, Diane, I said it before, but thank you. Thank you for always being a part of this, always joining in the chat, always adding so much to the atmosphere of the live stream. Again, one of the reasons I really enjoy the live streams is because we get to chat and interact. I feed off of your guys' energy. I 100% definitely have enough energy on my own, as you can see when we do the pre-recorded videos, but I also just really enjoy, and you guys always come up with really good information and really good questions, and it adds so much to the overall streaming experience. And look at that, you can already get quite a nice view. I feel like, honestly, if you just came up to this point in the hill, this would also be a really nice space if you wanted to get some winter photos. I'm trying to grab some photos for us right here so that I can post something to Twitter or Instagram to share with you guys. Because this is really something else. It's so beautiful. Look at that. Whew. Oh. And as we head up, excuse me for just a moment as I try to open up my drink and have a sip. Whew. Whew. There we go. All right. There we are. Thank you, doing my best to stay hydrated. AB, hey AB, how's it going? In here keeping the ball rolling with the super chat saying, I think we should call Trudeau to make you the Canadian ambassador to Japan. Thanks for making Japan so beautiful. Honestly, Japan does all the work. I just try not to screw it up as I'm recording it. That's all. This is, as you can tell, a bit of a hike up this mountain. We're just gonna go ahead and try and hope that we don't get hit with cars along the way. Sweet Archangel keeping things rolling by saying, gotta head to work. Thanks for the stream. Fingers crossed the rest of it goes smoothly. Well, I'm hoping for the exact same thing. And speaking of AB's comment, Canadian ambassador to Japan, I may be doing something slight, well, I wouldn't say anywhere near that level, but I talked about doing an expo, and that expo that I'm doing is a Canadian thing. In addition to another expo or convention that I'll be hopefully remotely participating in the States in October, with the inevitable goal of hopefully being able to do these events live and in person, fingers crossed, by next year. And holy heck, it's just so much hill. It just never ends. This is the hill that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Some people started walking. I can't even finish the song. It's so much. It doesn't look steep on video. It never, ever looks steep on video. Cameras don't pick it up. Like, it just looks like I'm walking on a straight road. But we've got at least a good 15% incline here. Don't worry, Norm. Only 80% more to go. Why do I feel like that's accurate? Oh, actually, we're getting pretty close now. We can see it there at the end. And Annette Anderson, thank you so much, sir. With this super chat, I will say goodnight. It is 1 a.m. here in Denmark, but Annette, we're right there. Okay, you know what? This is for Annette. I am running up the hill for Annette so that Annette can see this view before she goes to sleep. Because you gotta see this view. Hang on just 30 seconds, Annette. I got you. Oh my Lord. Whew. We are almost there. I've got you. Just hold on. See this? This is the viewpoint up here. Whew. I hope you're still around, because that is the view. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Oh boy. Honestly, look at that though. And again, For those who wish to be able to see this in higher definition, I'm doing everything that I can right now to take extra pictures and whatnot that I can share with you guys over on Twitter and Instagram. So hold tight and I will post what I can when I can. Maybe I'll even post a bit of a series of photos. Oh, no way, Richard's in here. Oh my God, okay. Okay. We're gonna go up a little bit higher, but I wanna give a huge shout out to Richard. Huge love for Richard, who was actually, yes, my second patron. Long before I ever even announced Patreon, I just set up the page and at first kind of put it like public, not public, but it was just there. And within like a day or something, Richard found it and was, thank you, Richard, thank you. So, there we go. That is the view right there. Absolutely gorgeous. At the time, I was actually on the fence about what I was going to do with Patreon and how I was going to run it. And Richard and I had DM'd back and forth, and it was one of the things that created the DM culture that we have now on Patreon, where you guys can like chat with me and reach out, and I send like audio DMs over the secret Instagram and stuff like that. And that was in large part thanks to the culture that was ingrained in it right from the beginning. So huge thank you. And S. Trish in here, keeping things rolling, saying, have some fruit with it. Greetings from Germany. Thank you so much for that. Now, there's actually a space over here for us to check out. We'll come back and check this out a little bit more in a minute. But there's this space over here. Now, this sign here says that there are ruins over here, and they politely request that you avoid going to the ruins area at the moment as it's not safe. Now, this is where the ruins area is. Yes, it is the Zelda ruins. They would be that way, but again, they're requesting us not to do that. So we're gonna be respectful and we're gonna avoid doing that. And we're gonna go down this little trail right here. I will tell you, the heat is starting to pick up. Oh boy. And there's another little bit of a viewpoint here as well. But if you notice, up here, there's a bit of a shrine. And people are up there right now having a picnic. Having a picnic and enjoying the view. So I will leave that as it is and not go up and bother them. But this view right here is... And Chris is in keeping things rolling heavy with a super chat there saying, thanks for being you. No, honestly, thanks for being you. And this particular viewpoint gives you a gorgeous view of this beautiful green patch and that little house there. I almost feel like I could knock it over if I push hard enough. And there's a bit of a path for exploration back here. Dare we explore? You can almost hear the humidity. Yeah, that's the sound of my shirt sticking to me. That's most certainly what you're hearing is... Oh, you guys want a still picture there? Yeah, absolutely. As I said, that's our benefit here. You guys asked for a still picture here. We get a still picture. Let's punch in a little bit and we'll drop the brightness just a touch. You know what? I love the clouds up there. So we're gonna grab one more. Boom, there, still picture has been taken. And we're off this way now. And Alistair back saying, heat picking up, you should put on flip-flops. I love your love for flip-flops. However, walking through areas like that, had I used anything other than hiking boots, it would not have been conducive to living. There was a mountain that I climbed yesterday. You can hear all about it and the potential bear attacks in yesterday's stream if you haven't caught that already. But I am very, very glad that I had these boots for that. Also, it looks like there's a bit of a fireplace setting here, but I don't think I would set up a fire there. That would be cool to hang glide down to. Yeah, until you land on a straw roof and get stuck. Okay, so let's take a peek at what we've got going on over here. So it's most likely this is going to be our hiking map and route. So these roads here, this R360, I'm pretty sure that this R360 is the absolute insane mountain road that I took yesterday. If you want to see, I say from Shirakawago, take a look at the R360 route, and just the whole road is just, this is actually a gentle section of the road. And that's what almost burned out the brakes on the car yesterday. The smell, the smoke was just, honestly, and that near brake failure at the very end where we almost rolled into the intersection. If you're just joining the stream recently and you missed that part, there's a story near the beginning of the stream about how, despite my best use of engine brakes, a 45-minute run down a mountain toge almost ended very, very badly last night as I came here into Shirakawago. But that is earlier on in the stream. So now this area here is kind of slippery, but I wanted to check this out earlier and skipped it. And I figured that since now we're on TOKYOLENS Explore and the entire purpose is exploration, we'll go into it and we'll do a little bit of exploration before we go back and check out that viewpoint. All I ask is that you guys keep an eye out on the signal, and if we have a dip in signal, which is entirely possible, that you let me know as soon as possible. And Kaylee Williams is saying, my favorite stream yet, such a gorgeous place. I'm loving all this content, as I'm sure everyone else is. Keep it up. We'll be with you all the way. Honestly, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We have one more, what is today? Today's Thursday. Today is Thursday. And so that means that we have one more day of streaming. There's already a dip in signal, really? And Andrew is saying, I'm sweating just watching this. Oh, okay. There's a path down there, but if it's gonna kill our signal, we'll head back up. C'est la vie. Ah, that's too bad. All right, back to where we were. Try not to slip on the stairs. Whew. All right. Giving up on the rough signal area. We tried. The point is that we tried. If I could just walk around with a giant satellite antenna on me, I would love for us to be able to do mountain hiking streams. That'd be a lot of fun. And yeah, Andrew keeping the super chats rolling saying, I'm sweating just watching this. I'm sweating doing it. A very worthwhile sweat though. I want to check out that viewpoint at least one more time. So again, tomorrow is the last full day of our adventure. I was hoping to do a 10-kilometer hike tomorrow and make a video of that. But unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to push that back to a completely separate trip, as I won't have anywhere near enough time to make that video. So that will have to be another date, another time. And tomorrow's stream, again, very likely will be a morning stream similar to this one. And wow, Kalinka, thank you so much, honestly, for keeping constant the constant super chats rolling. I really appreciate it. Saying get Chris to carry the satellite antenna. I think I've already done too many hills and whatnot for Chris, but I will say this much though, 100%, Chris is an absolute champ when he's doing those Journey Across Japan videos. The speed at which he moves is something that I struggle to keep up with. He is impressive when he's in video mode. Huge respect to a fellow creator for the hustle that he puts in. Absolutely love it. So that being said, the we is metaphorical. We is you and me. So I wouldn't be able to do a trip this busy with, let's turn this around. Can we turn it around? My phone doesn't like me turning it around. There's no way we'd be able to do a trip this busy and hectic with this little sleep, shooting this many pieces of content and still accommodate somebody else's need to survive. So the we is you and me. I always say we in the video because I feel like I'm here with you. I am here with you. You're here with me right now. We're chatting. We're talking about this. So that is the we. I hope that if you're new to the channel especially, that might be a little confusing. And and Kalinka says, thank you. I'm very happy to give you my piece of kiwi monies. Thank you so much. So I thought so. We like calling us we. Yeah, because it's us. It's us. Chris who, guys? I missed what Norm said. Chris as in abroad in Japan. So, oh dang, I just noticed the stream. Aw. And Gary Chan says, any streaming plans during the Olympics? Yes, but most likely nowhere near Tokyo and nothing to do with the Olympics whatsoever. It's kind of just a hot topic and there are opinions all over the place about it. And I want to go into the shade to that viewpoint over there because this sun is beaten down and it is hot. Like it is seriously hot right now. And with the Olympics being the complicated topic that it is right now, honestly, I'd rather not. So I will be doing lots of streaming, just none of it being about the Olympics. So, and Wabi Sabi Adventure saying for that sweet and rewarding smoked chicken breast. That is exactly what I'm going to be eating as soon as I wrap up this stream. So where is he? I am in Shirakawago right now. There we go. Excellent. Can you come back here in the winter? I'd love to see a winter stream here. All right, hands up. Who would like to see a winter stream here? Vote by giving that like button some love. If we can hit 550 likes in the next minute or so, I will happily come back for a winter stream in this exact spot. Seems like a great place to come back and do a winter stream. We're at 520 now, we're at 521, we're at 522. Oh, it really slowed down. If you haven't given that like button some love yet, we're at 531. We're getting there. We're getting so much closer. 538. We're only 12 away. We might do it. We might do 541. I think we're going to do it, guys. I think I should have set a much higher goal for this. I most certainly should have set a higher 547. It stopped. That's it. We're at 547. Sorry, guys. No, it's 550. I'm kidding. No. We honestly, we would have been coming here in the winter either way. So thank you guys so much. Absolutely, we'll come back here in the winter. I cannot wait to do that. Honestly, I usually don't even like address it, but Chris Nixon is like, who gave the dislikes? Chris, unhappy people. That's who gave the dislikes. People who were like, I can't be there. I'm not happy about that. I'm jealous. When you look at those downvotes, that's what it is. 100% jealousy every single time. They see us having fun, and unfortunately, for whatever reason in their head, they feel excluded. So let them do it. It is engagement on video either way. I don't care if they do this or they do this. Either way, it looks good to YouTube. YouTube's like, oh, people are engaging on this video. Great. So no matter which you click, thank you. I love you no matter how your day is going and how you're feeling about the world right now. And I hope that this stream, even if you were in a grumpy mood today, made your day just a little tiny bit better, because I love you, we all love you, and that view loves you too. Look at that view. So that is my super Genki outburst for the day. And there I was assuming you're using the royal we. Absolutely. I am the royal we. I love that. So I didn't realize if I was supposed to downvote, if I was unhappy, switched. Captain Patch making me laugh this morning. Thanks, Captain Patch. Hope your day's beautiful. I'm throwing a rock into the woods because that rock was stuck in my shoe. It was Natsuki because he isn't in it. Yeah, I'm sad that GoPro tanked that Natsuki video. That's okay. There are still clips from it that I'll put together. And with that being said, that is our live stream for today, ladies and gentlemen. Most likely tomorrow's live stream will be starting in the morning as well. There's a small chance of a late morning or afternoon stream as well. As for the Patreon crew, you guys know that I will be updating you with the location and rough time of the stream on the Patreon posts that I'll be posting later on. If you are not following on Twitter and Instagram, go check those out, because I'll be posting pictures and videos and clips all over those places in the days and weeks to come. Thank you guys so much for joining this. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to turn on the notifications so you do not miss a stream. I have loved every second of this walk with you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And you guys know I will see you again real soon. Bye, guys. Look at that. YouTube didn't tank the stream on us.